Kuya Presma, presenting to you the strong and able 27 aspirants who shall eventually join the chartering of Ilistrados Eagles Club. First, Mr. Marvin Vince Tayoto. Mr. Marvin Tayoto is from Taguig. His line of business is Skyway employee, electrician and maintenance employee. Ronel Luis Barbero, line of business, buy and sell. He's also a dealer, inspector in Resorts World Manila. Mr. Julius Salgado, he's from Tanay Rizal. He's the owner of RSMN Property Leasing. Jonel De La Cruz is from Marilao, Bulacan. Currently residing in Maygawayan. He's a land consultant in JTC Land Consultation and Property. Mr. Jesus Nicolas is the operations engineer in Ruthmont Trading Corporation. John Erich De La Cruz, Taguig City. His line of business is Skyway Oil Corporation. He's also a businessman, lending, grant driver. Thank you. Smart Jason De Castro. He resides in Bayanan, Muntinlupa City. He's also a Skyway employee, encoder and custodian. Mr. Isidoro June Miranda III, currently residing in Santa Rosa City. He's a production maintenance in Mitsubishi Motors Philippines Corporation. Mr. Donnie Gandoza, currently residing in Mandaluyong City. He's the owner of Verdes Rio Lenny Food Hub. Is Mr. Marlon Tiamzon. His address is at Antipolo City. He's from the Philippine National Police Staff Sergeant. Is Jerry Geronimo Aguinaldo, residing at Antipolo City. He's the owner of Wing, Grover, Lomi, Batangas, and other bakeries. Mr. Edwin Granada is from Cainta, Rizal. He's the owner of Black Angel Tattoo Trading. Mr. Patrick Jeffrey Veneracion. He's from Cainta, Rizal. He's the president of Triple Lap Merchandise. Mr. Proceso Backhill. He's from Marikina Heights, Marikina City. He's the police senior master sergeant, PNP Marikina. Julian Eugene Enguero. He's from Antipolo City. He's the team leader, police officer from PNP. Thank you, sir. Mr. Darwin Belantonga from San Mateo, Rizal. He's from PNP. Thank you, sir. Deo Gracias Basang. He's from Antipolo City. PNP under Philippine National Police. Thank you, sir. Mr. Dante Dan Rito from Pangasinan. He's from Armed Forces of the Philippines, Staff Sergeant, Finance NCD. Thank you, sir. Mr. Christian June Malro. He's from Tanay Rizal. He's from Armed Forces of the Philippines, Procurement Service 102nd Contracting Office. Thank you, sir. Mr. Frederick Salonga. Yes, Mr. Frederick is from Malabon City. He's the president of JSS Machinery Corporation. Jeff Matira. Address is at Calamba, Laguna. From the Armed Forces of the Philippines, OG4. Mr. Francis Canlas is also from Tanay Rizal, Armed Forces of the Philippines, 2nd Infantry Division, Philippine Army. Thank you, sir. Mr. Leandro Alvin Day de Guzman from Old Balarat, Quezon City. He's the Executive Vice President owner of GT Land and Marine Services and Swisai Home Spa. Mr. Pacifico Ador Jr. is from Parang, Marikina. He's the owner of Ador Trading, Event Rentals, and Tent Supplier. Thank you, sir. Ferdinand De Leon Sierra. He's from San Roque, Marikina. Civil engineer by profession and from Urban Space Builders. Mr. Jason Rael is from Mayamot, Antipolo City. He's from Philippine National Police. Thank you. Mr. Jeffrey Santiago Bossi. He's from Binangonan, Rizal, from Philippine National Police also. Mr. Gerald S. Bossi is from Parañaque City. He's a civil engineer by profession and owner of ABC Builders Construction. Mr. Roel Andrada from Bahay Toro, Quezon City. He's the general manager of AB2 Builders. ABC. Mr. Jonathan Rural is from Tanay, Rizal. Connected also AFP, Armed Forces of the Philippines, in Tanay, Camp Kapimpin. Gobernador Lagmay. Mr. Lagmay is from Tanay, Rizal. AFP, his line of business is military supplies. Mr. Don Mark Herones is from Tanay, Rizal. He is the owner of Kaminawi's Restaurant in Tanay and tourism staff, Darana Falls, LGU Tanay. Mr. Dixber Versosa Meldor is from Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City, Sergeant Major, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Thank you, sir. Mr. Michael Acosta is the owner of CCTV Solar Contractor. He's from Tanay, Rizal. Mr. Mac Bacoge, he's from Aklan, former AFP Colonel, now a consultant in Camp Aguinaldo. Thank you, sir. Jerry Sultan, Director, Colonel from Armed Forces of the Philippines. Thank you, sir. He's from Bulacan. His line of business is JTC Line Consult and Kevin Gonzayo Hollow Blocks. He's the owner of the Hollow Blocks company.